That'll be why. I've done it again. No sound. Right, sorry about that. The sound is on now. It should be anyway. So let's just test it. Let's make sure. That'll be why. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Right, so basically, welcome to the channel. Hope you're all doing all right and everything like that. We're going to be taking a look at the Fractal Define 7 compact case, and it's right here right now. I did do a stream build of the Fractal Define 7 XL, which is absolutely huge. You can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description because I didn't do that earlier. But I'll leave it in there so you can have a look how big that case is compared to this one. I was contemplating whether to take all the components out of there and stick it in this one, but we don't know. I'm gonna have a look, check it out. But at least you can hear me now. Yeah, that's all good. Alright, let me just... Yay! Good sound! How you doing, Walt? Hope you're doing okay. Right, okay. So, what we're going to do is just going to unbox this thing quickly. So, Fractal Design sent this over yesterday. But I asked for it ages ago, but the guy, well, the PR representative was on holiday. That's just great, isn't it? And when I ordered all the other stuff to get this, the XL and the other water cooling parts, this came out. So annoying. But it should be all good. Cool, this is funky. Fractal Define little box. Get up. You're not coming in. Get up. Oh. Oh, this looks lovely. It's quite weighty as well. Ah! Right, electric shock. Let's have a look. So let's zoom in on this bad boy a little bit. Move it over. So it's that way around, obviously. Right, so this is what's going to have the contents in. I have to move around now, don't I? So inside this box, you're going to see Define 7 compact user guide to show me how to what radiators and how to put the case together, what screws and everything that's in there. So I'm just going to chuck that to the side. And then we have got a top part of the case. So it looks quite nice. It's aluminium. Woo! Little flex there. So that's what that looks like. Looks really nice. It's quite thick actually. Alright, okay. Put that to the side. And then all of this box for this. Wow. Okay. Stick that over here. We've got the Define components, accessories. Let's see if we can get this all in shot. I've got it the right way around, that's cool. Oh, well, that's just great. What I'll do is I'll stick it on here. Alright, okay, so what comes in the box, you may ask? A plethora of stuff, all the screws that you need, and I'm just chucking everything everywhere. Look at this, new. Right, so we get a cloth as well to wipe the glass down. It's not terribly big. They never are, really. I think Fractal was one of the first people to introduce this to cases, to be honest with you. So it's not very big at all. That's all you get. And I'll just move that to the side. And then we've got these bits. Let's go with these quickly. So we've got seven, what you call it, cable ties. And we've got all the screws that you need to obviously build the case and put down hard drive, take off standoffs. You've got rubber grommets as well, or rubber shock absorbers to take the impact of like a hard drive, mechanical hard drive and that. And we've also got a standoff here as well. I don't know whether you can see that. Right, so there's a standoff in here, right? And with the standoff being in there as well, that means that we don't have to worry about using pliers or anything, so everything's all in there. So I'll put this all back in the bag. And I think this is a tool as well. Yeah, so this is a tool for the standoff, and it's a Phillips thing.
I'm having trouble connecting. I'll keep trying.
So if I get back a bit. Right, that's for the standoff, and that's the tool for it. Woo. We're also going to be talking about the price, if it's good, not good. Does this look really compact? I haven't really looked at it yet. Right, okay. Additional motherboard standoff. Right, so that's cool. Alright, so here's the case. Let's have a look at the case. Woo. Back. So this is what the case looks like. It's pretty damn solid, to be honest with you. So it's got tempered glass in the front. You can get this in black or clear, or you can get the normal anodized side. But we're obviously going for the glass side. You can see it's got a big filter there. I'm going to show you how to get the filters off, because everyone's always having a problem with how do you do this, how do you do that. Let me spin it around. Oh gosh, that did not sound great. Let me zoom in on here. As you can see, there's 7 expansion slots as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these are fully easy to get off with obviously a tool for your screwdriver. And at the bottom is where you put your power supply on, and it's got a retention bracket, which is, this one's easy to unscrew, this one's not. This one's all tight, so you just need a Phillips or a flathead, take that off, and then you obviously put the power supply on outside the case, putting all the cables on, and then you transfer this to the back and then slide the power supply in. Looks like it's got plenty of room. There's a filter underneath here, and I'm guessing it comes up from the front. And on the back of the case here, you can fit a 120mm fan, and it comes with a 120mm fan as well. And where it's got like slots that you can ease up a little bit depending on what you're going to put there. Now you can go up to 360 on the case itself. Let me zoom up. So on the case itself, you can put a 360 inside, but only if you're going to put a top rad at the top. So if you put a rad in the front, then that's not going to be possible. Let's take the glass off. Alright then, actually before we take the top off, let's have a look at the top. Aye. Is that the right way around? I hope that is, yeah. Let me zoom in. Right, at the top we have got 2 USB 3s, 2 USB 2s, the power button, Type-C connector port, which I love these days, microphone jack, headphone jack, and also a reset button. So we've got that all on the top. But let me just get this glass off. So I spin it around. Right, see with this case, it's got the same feature as what it has on the XL. So that means I could just press this button and pull, and it should come out. Look at that. And it's got hinges at the bottom of the actual glass as well. Can you see the hinges? So you've got hinges all the way across, and that's what goes into the bottom of the case and stops it from coming out and keeps it all nice and tight. And then, where is it? Where is it on the camera? I can't see. There it is, it's on the edge. So there's a hinge there, and this is the button that I use to obviously take the case out, which is here. It's this button here, and it just pulls. It's so easy, so simple. We stick this out the way. Let's zoom up. Zoom. Right, now inside the case, it is pretty spacious. This is going to fit an ATX motherboard, a micro ATX and Mini-ITX motherboard. It won't fit an extended motherboard, but that will be on the XL version, so that's no problem. You've got the standoffs already on there, and you've also got one that can hold the motherboard, which is here. No problem whatsoever. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the one where you can stick the motherboard on while the case is actually standing upright, and then you can put the motherboard in. No problem whatsoever. We've got the cutouts as well. It's hard to see it, isn't it? Flipping hell. Let me zoom out just a bit. Right, so we've got the cutouts here as well for obviously graphics cards, cables, 24 pin coming out of here. You can get some fan headers as well. And also at the top of the case, we've got a nice pass-through for the radiator cables, or we've got fan headers, or we've got places that we can put RGB or anything like that. EPS connectors at the top here for your cables. You know them as 4 pin, 6 pin or 8 pin, but the EPS connectors go at the top here. And at the bottom of the case, let me see. I need to get some light on it. Well, that's great. Let me zoom in on it then. Right, so this is what we've got. We've got a shroud. Do you know what? I've zoomed in a little bit too much there. We've got a shroud on the top of here. There we go. Now we can see it. Right, and it's nicely cut out over the top of the case to make sure it can breathe better as well, depending on the power supply. It looks like there's plenty of room. These bits come out as well, because that is for your water cooling, depending on how big your radiators are going to be. You can adjust that with that, and also probably get to the hard drive bay that'll be underneath as well. So let's take a look around the back of the case. So this has also got the feature on the back. I don't know whether it's got the feature on the back of the other one. But as you can see, let me just go roll back a little bit. We've got sound dampening here. This is 2.5mm thick. It's nice. This is what it normally comes with, so that means if you're doing video editing or anything to do with computers that want to be really quiet and silent, it's what it's got. It's got a bit of sound dampening. Flex test. It's decent. And that's the sound that you're going to get with it. It's really heavy as well. It's quite solid. So I'm going to just stick this out the way over here. And then we've got, this is what I like about Fractal Design. The cables are just so good. Right, here we go. I'm going to zoom right in, and then I'm going to just look at proportions of each bit. So here we go, what we got here. So this is where your NVMEs, this is where your SSDs or your mechanical hard drives go. So these will be 2.5 inch SSDs or mechanical hard drives, and plus they've got the rubber shock absorbers as well, so you can attach it to it so it doesn't make all the vibrating sounds. You can easily take these off with thumb screws, but obviously it's quite tight, so you're going to need a screwdriver. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 cable routing positions all on this case as well. As you can see, these are the Velcro versions. You've got 3 on this side, 1 there, 1 down the bottom, 1 up here, and then we've got all the tie points here as well, going all the way up. And this is where you can, it's just like properly done. That's what I like about it. Now we go to the side over here, and then we've got all the cable management on this side as well, straight from the front of the case. So if I go up, you can see the Velcro starts on the top, and the cables pass through right to the top. So if you're doing water cooling and all that sort of stuff, you can customize it so it comes right through. All the way down the bottom, it's also got clips as well, which I haven't seen on the case before. It's got clips that route all the cables right way through down to the bottom to make it all look nice and tidy. So if I go, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see these clips that I'm talking about. Can you see them? Look. These are clips that literally route the case. I've not even seen these before. So that's really quite cool. I'm really happy about that. And then at the bottom of the case, we've got, look how much room we've got for hard drive space. and cable management just at the bottom. And we've got two 3.25 inch mechanical hard drives can go at the bottom, or two SSDs can go at the bottom, or 2.5 inch mechanical hard drives can go at the bottom. Because obviously you've got the shock absorbers at the bottom, and you can literally use that no problem whatsoever. Let me get that in there. You can easily get that in there and the vibrations will not be happening. You can also remove this, no problem, and just have all that space as well as hard drive space. And as we move on to the side, you can see that there's a filter on the side here to take in clean, cool air, but obviously stop dust building up. I'm going to show you how to get that out in a minute. I think that covers the side panel. Obviously the back as well, you got a big cutout, as you can see, for the retention bracket, so you can obviously put CPU, air cooler, fan down retention brackets. It's easy, you can take it apart, and if you're doing custom water cooling, you can do that as well. I love it. I think it's really quite cool. Now let's get to the other part now. So let me zoom out a bit. Now on the front of this case, we would have an LED indicator. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to take this off because you can't see what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. So on the front, this is a brushed aluminium look on the front. As you can see, this would get fingerprints on it. There's no doubt about it. I'm putting my fingers on there and nothing's happening and my hands are all hot. Where's the fingerprints? Well, obviously it proves that I might be wrong. I could see them right here anyway. On the front of my case, on the XL, I could open the side off like this and then reveal the filter, but it doesn't happen on here. On here, you're gonna have to take the filter off the bottom. So that's the filter at the bottom. Woo! That's cool, yeah? Right, and then you've got to pull from the bottom, like so, and then that reveals the front, yeah? And that's how you get to put your radiator, your water cooling on there. They include a 140 on the front, 120 on the back. This is nice because obviously you need one for intake and one for exhaust, so it's nice. And then it's got all the slots as well, no perforated slots, just nice slots that you can slot up and down and obviously put your water cooling on. And all your cables are all nicely hidden and literally routed through to the back as well. I love it, it's good. Yes, you can do it. You nutter. Anyway, so where you can do like custom water cooling as well inside the case, you can obviously put different radiators in the front. But look how much room. I can put my whole fist inside the front there. They've really thought about it. But from my point of view, how small is this case? Now this case has got to be sufficient enough to obviously work with ATX and keep it cool at the same time. Now talking about keeping it cool, so obviously we've got the filter from the bottom, so that's what the bottom looks like of the case. Let me spin it around. That's what the bottom looks like of the case. So it's got rubber feet at the bottom and you can definitely play around, and there's some slots there that you can move around the actual mechanical hard drive and position it in a different place. So I like that feature as well. That's where the slot is. So you can just move it. Like, that's probably about 7 centimeters of movement. So that's cool, I like that. Let me zoom out again. Ooh, right. Let's move this over here. Let's talk about the filter. Right, so now you have this problem. So this is the front of the case, as you can see. This is the front of the case. You know what, I'm gonna swap cameras. This is gonna be easier. Right, so this is the front of the case. I actually thought it was gonna be easier. I'm not too sure if it is. Right. No, I need to go over there. Okay, that's that in the way. Something's in the way, but I don't know what it is. Oh, it's this camera. All right, don't worry about that. We'll swap back. We'll swap back. Right, here we go. So as you can see, brushed aluminium finish. Come on, focus, focus. There we go. It's focusing. And do you want to know how to get the filter off? So one side is you just pull up. Oh, let me zoom out. You zoom up, you pull up, there's the filter. Simple as that. and then we clip it back in and it's done. Sound dampening at the front, 2mm thick. Turn it around, same for this, put it out. That's the filter on the sides. Yeah? Okay, let's move it on. I don't think there's much to move on. Come back case. Woo. Right, so this case is, it's a nice weight. I lift it up one hand just about. It's nice. It fits and it's just a proper little rectangle or a little square box. It is what it is. Ugh. So this is how big you can put everything in. Look at the size of my hands, yeah? I've got medium to large hands. Look at the size of that cutout. So when I compare this to the XL, which is here and you can't see it, the XL is probably about that much bigger. In length, it's probably about that much bigger, which is definitely a lot bigger. But it's got to house a ATX motherboard and a decent graphics card. So, oh yeah, cables. Does this come with RGB? No, but it comes with USB 3, USB header, Type-C cable, headers to connect to the front of the case, and also HD audio. And it's solid. It is solid. Right, and you want to know how to get the top off? Oh, I was just about to tell you about that. So this is how you get the top off the case. You just literally just pull the top, and it's as simple as that, and it reveals another filter. And you're wondering, oh yeah, it's got padding underneath here as well. Sound dampening, sorry. This is all good. This is all good. Look at this. It's got sound dampening everywhere. Right, and it's solid as well. Wow. Fractal, nearly almost perfect, mate. Nearly almost perfect. Right, how do we get this out now? So we've got a filter at the top. Right, there we go. At the back, you just lift. No, sorry, you slide forward. Slide back, sorry. From the front, slide back, lift off, clean the filter, and you're sorted. This is like chicken wire though, this stuff. Right, okay. And then at the top of here is where you can put all your custom water cooling, and you should get easy access to like your ports or your reservoir if you need to as well. And it makes life a lot easier. And then you've got all these nice slots as well, which just makes it easier to move the radiator backwards and forwards. On some cases, this is the problem when it's a little bit cheaper. They'll just do like a couple of holes and you put it there, or it might be able to slide down like probably an inch, and that's it. This is giving you like 6 centimeters of different length and different ways of obviously putting it in. Now let's look inside the case slightly, a little bit more. Right, so if I'm looking at this, I could put my biggest graphics card in here with no problems whatsoever. Oh my god, they've even got a cutout here. Right, so you can have a little pass through there as well for cables to go through there. So maybe a capture card, or I don't know, you can put anything there, but you've got a little bit there that you can actually unscrew and take out, which I didn't even notice. Oh yeah, and the fan is DC, so they're all DC, not PWM. I would have loved to have seen PWM in there, but that's not it's not going to happen, obviously. It's got a nice little bit to breathe at the back there, no vertical mount for the graphics card, and a very mysterious looking Fractal Design logo there. I don't know if you can see it, it's hard to see the logo, but it's right there. It's just nice, very stealthy looking. Let's talk more about the case. Let's look at the website now. Right, let me just bring my chair over. We've had a look at the case now. I'm so hot. Right, okay, what's all we got then? I will buy this, but in white. Black colour don't interest me because I have white setup. I hope they release a white version of this case. I need a compact case, and I have the Fractal R4 titanium. Oh my god, R4. You should have nice features. You should go deeper. You funny, man. You funny. I'm sweating my butt off. Right, anyway, so this is what I was talking about anyway. Compact yet spacious interior, fits ATX, micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards. So where, with the space of the ATX motherboard inside this case, I definitely know for a fact, if you put a 360 in the front, you're not about to put a 360 graphics card in the front there, no way. At the top, it's going to be a bit of a mission with the EPX connector, where I didn't have that problem with the XL, but this is a smaller case. Anything that's smaller, you normally have problems with, and it's more fun though. It's saying you can put a 240 rad at the top. Let me see. 240. God, that's going to be a bit tight at the top here. So 240, let me change camera quickly. Right, so if we're going to put a radiator at the top of here, that means that you're going to have to put the rad in there first, the cables passing through, and normally you can have the cables where you put the rad on and you put the fans on the wrong way around with the cables. So that means you have to take it all apart and make sure you pass them through first. No biggie, but it just shows. Cable management's nice and tight, quality build is nice as well, feels quite solid. Right, so how much can we get this case for? Let's check it out. So if we go to Amazon, let me just spit over here. What is it? Fractal Design. No, it's not Fractal Design, it's Fractal Define. Define 7 compact. Right. Okay. Define 7. £99, 98 pence. Tuesday, August the 25th. That's a good deal. What is it today? 21st. Why is it so long away? Actually, that's not 4 days away. But if you wanted to purchase this now, that's the price you can get that out right now. And I didn't even change camera. Sorry about that. No one even said anything. Wrong one. That one. That's the one. Right, so that's the price. You can get this for £99, 98 pence. That is kind of in the same realm as like all the other cases that Fractal Design has done previously. Now, there's not a lot of difference from this case from all the other versions that I've reviewed. If you want to check them out, links in the description down below. And also, the inside, like with the Stroud, they've cut out a few more holes to make it breathe a bit more. I like that they've included a front fan. I wish they would have included a 140 like they've done in the previous models. If they got a 140 in the front, they would have done a 140 in the back. But they've done a 140 on the front and a 120 in the back. It looks slightly different and stuff like that. The case is very simple. Obviously getting black or just normal clear glass or just galvanized, just no like show of any of your products. Plus you can put your biggest graphics card in, but you're limited to which way you do it depending on the radiator that you use. So it will look really nice with the Fractal Design RGB, what you call it? I can't remember what it's called. Hang on, let me find it. Cooler, AIO. So if I was going to use, this will look pretty. But so if I was going to use a water cooling unit, I'd use obviously, I've got 2 of these actually. There's 2 different sizes. You could go with the thicker one, but what I'm going to say is that you're going to have problems unless you get the cable management right straight away, and you obviously route the cables through first. Even with the Celsius S24 Prisma, you probably have problems with that as well, but that's a thinner radiator, so less cooling with that. But anyway, I think obviously it can work with anything else as well, and any other rad. That's another thing with Fractal Design. They can work with any other rad, and it's not a problem. You won't have any problems if you've got a custom motherboard that's already got the IO shield on it already, or even if it hasn't got the IO shield on it. You know, when you go to put like a 120 on the back of the actual case itself, I wouldn't suggest doing that on here, because then you're going to only have, the case is too small for that really. You can have it on there, it depends though. If I was using that case, I would put in like a Core i7, a Core i9, like at the top level, and maybe an AMD 3900X. That sort of processor is the highest I would go on there. I wouldn't go any higher because of all the heat dissipation that you need to put through it. And the graphics cards, could put any graphics cards in there because the way that it looks to me, the way the fan is positioned, and you can position it so well that you can nearly get it accurate, is that the cool air will come in from the intake, hot air will be from the MOSFETs, and the heatsink would be at the back, obviously, and at the front. So if you had a top fan at the top, it would cyclone upwards and cyclone out at the back. So it could pass through the cold air right across the actual motherboard and the graphics card, straight at the back, straight at the top. It's definitely worth investing. The only thing as well I don't like is why didn't you include PWM fans? You could have more control than DC. DC's like, you want it to be sound dampening and sound control, but you added DC fans. But then they do PWM fans, so you can actually buy that. Probably keeps the price down. You got sound dampening at the top, sound dampening at the side. You got filter at the bottom, filter at the top, filters on each side. Very easy to use, very easy to clean, depending on where you're gonna have it in the room. And it's got a good standoff as well, but I wouldn't put it on the carpet. Anyway, I think that is enough of me rambling on about this case. Would I buy this case over the XL? For me, I've got the space, so let me just swap cameras. No, wrong one. I will get used to this. Right, so for me, I've got more space. So with the XL case, I like that because I'm gaming, I'm streaming, and for hot days like this is going to be perfect for. When you got a smaller case, this one looks like it's not too small, but I still think I would get the XL over this one. But that's just me, and it depends. If you're going from anything low end all the way up to Core i9 or 3900X, you're going to definitely need the bigger water cooling, and it's going to have to be done in a way where the fan's going to be ramped up a little bit, but it's got sound dampening, so it should be all good. But anyway, I hope this has been helpful enough and you've asked enough questions all about this case. Yes, I would buy it though. Yeah, I probably would buy it. But I don't know. I think it's a good case anyway. Solid. It's nearly perfect. It's nearly perfect. They need to have, for other people that want RGB, they can have RGB or turn it off. But just the styling of that case without any RGB, you can have it kind of stealthy and add just a little bit of RGB here and there. It's going to look sick. But anyway, this has been your man Roger D, and I hope you enjoyed the video, obviously, or the stream, obviously. A video afterwards. Subscribe, stick the notification bell on, and like this content, and check out the community as well, because I'll obviously be giving you updates. Thanks for watching, Roger, and out.